A lot of people are saying that Jamahal Hill is making a mountain out of a molehill. And it does beg the question, is this beef fake? There's a little bit of an agreement between Jamahal Hill and Ariel Helwani. Yeah, so this will be a short video. It'll be an interesting conspiracy theory that I have on the Jamahal Hill Ariel Helwani beef. I'm not really feeling the whole story. There's nothing new coming out of it for me in terms of Ariel Helwani. The dude is a rat. He's a snake. He's a slime ball. His moral compass is corrupt. It's inherent in him. I mean, like, how many more times do you have to listen to Ariel with that extremely whiny accent whinge and moan about he's being bullied, or he never said this and I never said that, and this is a lie and that's a lie and I've got the receipts? And if I hear the phrase 10-7 one more time, oh my god, it's infuriating listening to him. I can't believe he's such a prominent player in the MMA community. If you think about the guys, journalists, if we're going to call them that, right? You have Luke Thomas and you have Ariel Helwani, and you're just like, that's it. That's what we have. And we have a couple of other little shills there that are terrified to ask questions and tell the truth. It's easier to spread lies and keep your job than to tell the truth and be accused of being racist or being conservative or whatever they're terrified of. Whatever it is that the mob come after you on Twitter for, these journalists are terrified of them. So everybody knows the story at this stage. So Jamahal Hill has his nose out of joint because of a conversation between Ariel Helwani and Yuri Prohashka. Ariel Helwani led his interviewee into saying that the reason that Jamahal Hill had to vacate because of an injury was because of his weight. Now, in fairness, there were some pictures going around of Jamahal Hill and he did look like he had packed on the pounds. No doubting it. But I'm not one of these guys who's going to be on the side of Jamahal Hill because he dislikes Ariel. I'm not going to back Paddy Pimblett because he hates Ariel as well. I'm just not interested in doing that. I'm not interested in picking sides. I'm trying to burrow down into the truth, if that makes sense. And the truth is that Ariel Helwani is a scumbag. It's as simple as that. But I have an interesting theory, and it's coming off the back of many people that I've seen, including shills like Luke Thomas, but a lot of people online saying, Jamahal, this really isn't a big deal. I get it. Ariel ruffled your feathers when you were doing an interview with him maybe 6 months ago during the Dana White controversy with his wife. And I mean, look, I'll drag up this little article here. Jamahal Hill believes Dana White's wife is also accountable for physical altercation. And that is supposed to be like some sort of shocking statement. And Ariel pulled him on this during the interview and tried to put the heat on him and tried to put the lights on him. It was like, you said that she shouldn't have hit him first. And you're kind of going, yeah. And like, are we actually adults and having this conversation in public? Remember what I said now. You can't tell the truth in public. You have to be politically correct. So for journalists like Ariel, we know that he's going to play on that side of the fence all the time. But in reality, if somebody hits you, you hit them back. It's really as simple as that. If you're approached by a female in the supermarket and she slaps you across the face, you slap her back. Forget about misogyny and feminism and chauvinism. You slap them. That's it. It's normal. That's just the way it is. If a kid walks up to you and slaps you across the face, you slap them back. And that's just life. I actually had this debate with the principal of the local public school before I extracted my kids from that system, from that disgusting Marxist communist system. All they do in these schools is build foot soldiers for the government. That's basically it. But the scenario arose where my kid was surrounded by 3 guys and it was a violent altercation and one of them ended up unconscious due to a rear naked choke. Right? I already explained this to the teachers that this would happen. I already explained that if you are presented with the threat of violence, then you will have to act in violence. Can we alleviate the threats? It wasn't done. This happened. And it was the same situation with Dana and his wife, I guess. It's simple as that. So we have Dana coming out apologizing. Absolutely disgraceful. I'm with my wife 25 years. This never ever happened. It's like, hold on a second. Somebody hits me. They're getting hit back. End of. If someone threatens to hit me and I think they're about to hit me, they're going to get hit as well. This is how the world has always worked. Shills like Ariel tried to hold people like Jamahal's feet to the fire because of this opinion. And it was a very sinister and snaky attempt at putting a pejorative on Jamahal Hill's name. And he was saying, you were the loudest voice on Twitter backing Dana White. So what? So what? I guess Jamahal Hill has had it in for Ariel Helwani ever since then, and that led us to where we are now with the Yuri Prohashka stuff. Ariel is really good at being sly and sneaky and manipulating his guests and trying to direct the narrative to his own opinion. We see this all the time. He does it with like low IQ people like Israel Adesanya, and they eat it up like it's soup and they join in. That's how we ended up with the interview of Israel doubling down and using racial slurs towards Dricus du Plessis, and Ariel then frothing at the mouth, sitting in front of him, loving it, because he knows that he just directed the story in that direction. So he's really good at that. He had a conversation with Yuri Prochazka, and it got down to the Jamahal Hill stuff. During this interrogation of Yuri Prochazka, Ariel insinuated that Jamahal Hill was constantly coming at Yuri online, and it just wasn't fair. And as a result of this style of interview, Yuri came out with the line that, listen, he was overweight, that's why he got injured, that's why he's after vacating the belt. So of course Jamahal Hill is going to be up in arms with this. I went online, and in fairness, Jamahal Hill posts a lot on Instagram and Twitter. I'm only on Twitter, and he posts a lot on Twitter, so it's kind of hard to filter all that through. I couldn't find much. All I could find was this, where Terence McKinney said Yuri will literally climb a mountain to avoid fighting sweet dreams. And Jamahal Hill says, I see no lies. That's not exactly going after a fighter the way Ariel alluded to, is it? I also saw some other really based shit like this, where Jamahal Hill said, if my child's school allows a grown-ass mentally ill man dressed like a woman to come in, twerk in front of my kids, we're going to have a huge problem. Live how you want to live, but leave the kids out of it. Again, imagine Ariel saw this one. The dude would be absolutely excommunicated from the MMA community, because this, of course, is hate speech. This is the type of stuff that you can get 6 years in prison for here in Ireland, as of recently with a new law that has come into play. So Jamahal Hill seems like he's pretty based on a lot of things. And I also came across this one here. Bobby Green was talking shit about Jamahal Hill's brother being black as a black man, and this is what I alluded to in my last video about Bobby Green. The dude is pretty much as white as they come, and all of a sudden he starts acting like this insane black gangster. I don't know.
I'm with the homie, we talking. Some black guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, who was you going for?
So he's talking about some black guy comes up to me, and it was Jamahal Hill's brother. The dude got his arm broken against Paul Craig. The brother was obviously perturbed. He was calling out people who weren't going for his brother, whatever. But Jamahal Hill calls him out like,
never mind all that shit, bro. You talking about what you gonna do, what you was gonna do with my little brother. You ain't say none of that shit when he was standing there, bro. None of it. Period, bro. Do you hop online trying to act tough, talking about some black dude came up and what? Why does it matter? Why did that even matter? That ain't, bro, you Uncle Tom weirdo. Like, bro, come on with that bullshit, bro.
Jamahal Hill calls Bobby Green an Uncle Tom weirdo. I absolutely love it. But again, it comes back to what I said in the last video, where Bobby Green all of a sudden exponentially has grown into a black gangster. You know what I mean? He was brought up in a white household. You know, he speaks extremely well, especially in the last couple of years, and all of a sudden, he's one of the homies. I don't know. I mean, Jamahal Hill called him out for it and nothing was ever heard. I guess like Bobby Green shit his pants and went back to bed. I don't know, but Jamahal Hill seems to be the guy who doesn't take lightly to people talking shit, and it's actually quite cool, so I really do like where he's coming at. But as I said, I couldn't find much of Jamahal Hill dissing Yuri, but what I could find from all the way back in December 2022 was Yuri Prochazka going after Jamahal Hill. I don't think he deserves this opportunity to fight in the main event for the title, and it's pretty evident that we were in an inverted situation when it came to who was talking shit about who. Ariel directed the conversation, but here we will get to the conspiracy theory that I have, and this is a very Jesse on fire type of conspiracy theory, but I'm just going to throw it out there. A lot of people are saying that Jamahal Hill is making a mountain out of a molehill here with this story, and it does beg the question, is this beef fake? We saw that Ariel talks about Jamahal Hill starting a YouTube channel maybe 5 weeks ago, right around the time where he vacated the belt. And he was talking about, listen, we were texting back and forth and I was offering to help him with his YouTube channel. And he referenced some guy who could build a YouTube channel up to 500,000 subscribers within 6 months. I'd love to know who that guy is. I'd love him to jump on my channel. But besides that, you know, there seemed to be a little bit of conversation about building this YouTube channel up. And then we had this tweet from yesterday. Jamal with another response to the response to the response. Sheesh. So much drama. Good content for a budding channel though. Well played. Is this beef legitimate? Is this organic beef that we have going on here? As I said, he's a rat and a snake, and it's extremely easy for most people to see through it and to call him out. And it looks like that's what Jamahal Hill is doing. But Is there a conspiracy there in the background where the two of these guys have got together and Jamahal, who has vacated the belt, has a massive injury, doesn't know when he's going to be back in the octagon? Where's the source of income coming from? In the last couple of days, he's got a couple of 100,000 eyes on his new YouTube channel. Ariel is talking about helping him with this YouTube channel, and what better way to help this new YouTube channel than with a little bit of beef? I found it an interesting little take. I don't know whether it's harder to swallow this than it was to swallow that Colby and Masvidal were best friends and they were orchestrating this whole beef to get the numbers boosted up on the pay-per-view. I don't know which one is harder, whether there's a little bit of an agreement between Jamahal and Ariel Helwani, or whether it's just another fighter who has come to the realization that Ariel Helwani plays the victim conscious card over and over and over again. And as I said, it's inherent in him. He can't escape that side of who he is. You know what I mean? There's always going to be a victim mentality there no matter what way you look at it. He's never going to have done anything wrong. He's never going to hold his hands up and say, listen, you know what? Maybe I was wrong in that situation. Even the shill Luke Thomas came out and apologized. You wouldn't really call it an apology because he kind of talked about mandates of masks were kind of strange and not really right, but you didn't talk about hundreds, thousands, millions of injuries that happened because of people like you forcing shit down people's throats. So again, half an apology. I don't ever see Ariel doing it. It's not in his blood to do that. He's not going to apologize. He's going to play the victim and he's going to keep on doing it over and over again. We don't know where this is going, but watch the space of Jamahal's YouTube channel because I think it's going to blow up. I like the dude. The dude seems based. He's a good fighter. Nothing but good words for Jamahal Hill. The more people call Ariel out, the better. If it's Paddy Pimblett that are calling him out, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure because Paddy's judgment is skewed. You know, we see him now seriously backtracking on the Jared Gordon fight. And you're kind of going, okay, dude, you know, a lot of us said that the night of the fight. And, you know, we got called out for being haters online. And you get a lot of that in the comment sections of these videos. So look, there's a lot there to digest. I don't know whether any of it made sense. If it did, do me a favor, drop a comment, like and share the video. It's really important to like it. I guess that seems to be the thing that's triggering the algorithm because I get these little notes coming in from YouTube going, more people liked your video, which means we can recommend it now. So it seems straightforward enough, and fair play to YouTube for telling you how to grow the channel. And I guess with a little bit of help, you might help me out. Cheers.